A wise philosopher once said baseball is a simple game. You throw the ball, you hit the ball, you catch the ball. Well, this past week in Lehigh Valley, the Toledo Mud Hens did all three of that very well as they took 4 of 6 from the Iron Pigs. Matt Melzak from the Mud Hens joins us now. And Matt, I think when we look back at that week in against the Iron Pigs, one thing that stands out is the pitching, particularly Matt Manning and Tarek Skubal, getting those good rehab starts.
You know, both of them look fantastic, Mark. And that's a really good Lehigh Valley team that they went against. And, you know, they looked really sharp, especially Skubal. I thought he was terrific in his rehab start. So that leads to the questions of where does he start next? Is it with Toledo this week against St. Paul, or is it back in Detroit? We'll see. That's going to be a great question.
Top of the order really came through. Parker Meadows has been consistent all season long. Justin Henry, Malloy, and then you get Tyler Nevin back into the mix as well. Really came through well.
Yeah, they certainly did. And when you get Tyler Nevin in there, he's struggled when he's gone to the big league level. He's a guy who can produce, I think, at that level because of the way he's produced in AAA. He's been phenomenal in AAA, no matter where he's been, whether it was Norfolk last year, whether it's Toledo this year. He's been very good at this level. And, you know, sometimes that doesn't translate. Hopefully it will at some point for Tyler Nevin. But, you know, when his bat is in the lineup, it certainly makes that entire Toledo lineup better. And you could see what it's done for Parker Meadows because they've been batting basically 1-2 a lot during this stretch. So now Parker Meadows starts hitting a little bit better with Tyler Nevin going right behind him. So, you know, it helps other guys in the lineup to have a big-time accomplished hitter in a lineup like Nevin.
Baseball's a game of momentum, and right now the Hens certainly have some momentum coming out of that series, and now they come back home. And we want to talk about how an easy commute it is from Toledo to Detroit. Well, their opponents this week have an easier commute, St. Paul's, Minnesota. So they just got to go across the river, and the Twins have been using that to their advantage. There's a lot of big league talent on that Saints team.
Yeah, they are, and they're a good team. They're, you know, if you were to look at the division aspect, we're looking at the whole IL now, but looking at the division, they've been at the top part of the division basically all year. We saw them early in the season, the first homestand, as a matter of fact. They were terrific right out of the gate there in Toledo. They got guys like Jose Miranda are on their roster right now. They got some guys that have pitched in the big leagues before that we're going to see this week. So, you know, it's a tough tall order this week for the Toledo Mud Hens, but with the way they're playing better right now, and you know what? If Skubal does go back to the majors, Manning, you figure is probably going to be in line for another rehab start for Toledo, and if Skubal does go back, that might push somebody like Reese Olson back down. Mm-hmm. So now all of a sudden your lineup gets better and your team gets better overall, and that's something that can be very helpful for this week against St. Paul.
Something else to keep in mind, this is the last week of the first half of the regular season. So as bad as May and the first half of June was for the Mud Hens, after this week, it doesn't matter. You start all over for the second half.
You wipe the slate clean. You have all zeros again, Mark. It's perfect. And actually, this is the perfect year for that for the Mud Hens, with having such a struggle from May into June. Now, all of a sudden, everything just resets. And when it resets, who knows what might happen? You get on a tear in the second half like they did a year ago, Mark. Maybe you don't get shut out this time of a playoff bid.
That's right. It's the Hens home all week long against the St. Paul Saints. You can catch all those games live right here on BCSN. Matt Melzak and Jim Weber will be on the call of those games. Matt, thank you so much for stopping by.
Looking forward to it, Mark. Appreciate it.